mics until it's good. Wait, Tyler. You know it. Hello, hello. Steve, I don't hear any volume, buddy. What's going on? My volume went away. Can't hear you, buddy.
That's not good. You're there,
That's
man.
crazy.
We're live.
I can hear you. Wait, now I can't. Hey. Good morning, Mikes. Good morning, everybody. Hello. You know what I had? I had the mute button pushed down because sometimes I listen to Steve as he's working and getting ready for morning mics, and he's going, oh, God. God, man.
It's a real thing.
God, I got to mute Steve. So I had you muted, Steve. But Steve, it all comes from a beautiful place because you're working so hard. All right, let's see what's happening here. Good morning, Billy and Steve from Chicago. We had wicked storms in the Midwest yesterday. I'm so horrified to hear that. It's been happening like crazy. It's just, I don't know. It's been a weird weather year and only getting weirder is what I think. Greetings right there. Kimmy from Huntington Beach. How you doing, girl? I assume girl, but you never know. Let's see. Have we heard anything from Lisa on her cruise? So everybody, we got to be looking out for Lisa today in the chat section to see if she is located any possible upside down pineapplers out there looking for a swing. Now, of course, Lisa's our dear friend, and she is testing out theories. If you're just joining us, she is not a swinger herself, although she is going to be presented with that opportunity. If that upside down pineapple on her door on this cruise with her husband gets acted upon. You are extra chipper this morning. Well, Joy, I'm an early to bed guy. That is, last night I had the lights out at 9:15. Good morning from Nevada. Hey there. How you doing? Nevada in the house. I love that. We got Arkansas. Hey, what you doing, Leslie? You can listen. Arkansas certainly ain't Texas, but I saw something last night. I wrapped up Hunting Wives. Ooh, girl. Hunting Wives is that is when they say erotic thriller. I mean, I think Malin Ackerman had to really. I mean, she must have gone through this script when she got it going. Okay, then I'm sleeping with Brittany Snow. Okay, whoa. Then this 18-year-old actor. I'm going to sleep with him too. I'm in a hot tub with a bunch of escorts and my husband, Dermot Mulroney. I'm also hooking up with the lady down the street, Callie. Okay. I mean, you got to go to the gym for that. You got to train for that. She is naked, buck naked all the time. And they are showing a lot because it's Netflix. Has anyone seen this thing? I mean, while that registers, let's say good morning. Welcome to the chat from Seattle, Washington. Hey, Carla. Good to have you here. Good morning from Boston. There once was a man from Boston who drove a little Austin. There was room for his ass and a gallon of gas, but his balls hung out, so he lost them. Hunting Wives. Loved it. Oh, my God, Lisa. Yeah, I so glued to it. I don't know. I think we all like it edgy. We like to see things that we, in our, conservative nature, I think are not quite, able to accomplish nor interested in accomplishing, but it's fun to see people live on the edge. Okay. Good morning from Oklahoma, where the wind come brushing through the sand. Sinners. Oh, I mean, that was one of the most successful movies. You're talking about that. Hunting Wives. Yeah, the Hunting Wives is crazy. Lawson, you're damn right it is. Brittany Snow, so gorgeous. Oh my God, she has come along. You know what she did? She said, I'm getting this Pitch Perfect vibe off of me permanently. She's like, pulled a Miley Cyrus from the Disney Channel, just like, this is me, baby. Good morning from Cape Cod. Styling hair. You do hair? What would you do with this mop right here? Time for a haircut, I think. Good. Let's see. We got to go. Oh, here it is. Good morning, Billy. What are your thoughts on Comcast spinning MSNBC out of the news division? And how do you think the talent is taking it now that they're considered entertainment? Well, they should be spun out of the news division. There's nothing, when I think of news, I think inherently that has to mean that it's unbiased. Do you think Lawrence O'Donnell, that very intense man, is unbiased? Rachel Maddow is unbiased. Everyone on there is unabashedly biased, and they make money that way. The algorithm responds that way. So yeah, you are entertainment. Welcome. Feel free. You should feel free now. Now you don't have to be a phony. You don't have to be fake about it. You can just go and do your thing, right? I mean, did I pretend that I was, when I was at the Today Show, I can tell you right there too, the whole place is biased. The whole place is liberal. Yeah. And when I say the whole place, I mean the whole place. MSNBC and Fox News are just different sides of the same lousy coin. I think that's absolutely correct. I moved into this apartment building when I was just after I got fired. 2 months after I got blasted out of NBC, I end up in this like high rise. I'm separated. Like the whole world is just falling around my feet. I think I told you the story. The guy next door, the old man I met finally after hiding for several months, he was also named Billy Bush, and he was my next door neighbor. He became my first friend in the building. And I mean, spelled exactly like mine. Anyway, he used to lament. He would sit in his house and he would watch Fox News Channel only. And his wife would sit in the other room watching MSNBC. They had this tumultuous relationship, but they couldn't sit down and watch together. BB, you might have thicker hair than me, which is inconceivable. Is that Churchill as your avatar right there? He was a bald man, or is that you? Mr. Billy Bush, the neighborhood. Catherine, glad you're in the neighborhood this morning. I used to watch my guy, my morning radio host here, Big Boy's neighborhood. He used to have a doorbell, ding dong. Anytime somebody showed up, he would welcome them in the front door. What happened to the Tim Pool interview? Well, that's an interesting question, Jerry. Tim Pool is going through something. I don't know. Steve, you dealt with this, but I think he's got some illnesses and things. It was his third cancellation on us. I mean, everything ready to go for Tim Pool. And then this time it happened hours before the interview. They dropped out. He said his throat was sore.
Yeah, he's doing something's going on with his throat. Last minute cancellation. But yeah, we had all engines ready to roar, and we were ready to go this time. So, hopefully.
Well, we had to scamper together and throw together a show because we have an obligation to tune in, which is our audio partner. So we did. I'm not exactly sure what I said or if it made sense, but we put it on there. We wish Tim well. We hope he recovers well. We will not be booking him again, though. After 3 times, it's a little scary when you got to count on somebody and they pull out on you. At least we had a day's notice before, but hours notice. Steve talked to the producer in the morning. The guy said, "Oh, it's all good to go.
Yeah,
ready to go." Like, okay, final confirmation. See you in a few hours. Bam. Hey, can't do it, but we can give you anyone else here that works here. And I was like, no, it's Tim that we want to talk to. But anyway, we do wish him well. We hope he recovers. But man, it's scary when it goes down like that. Hey, good guest for tomorrow on Hot Mics. My old friend Rachel Lindsay is going to be joining. She worked with me at Extra for a little bit. First Black Bachelorette, as you know, has her podcast with Van Lathan called Higher Learning, which is part of The Ringer. The Ringer is, it's a hell of an operation. Bill Simmons' podcast operation. I love Rachel. She and I can talk about stuff together. Real stuff together. That's going to be good. So she is going to be in studio for Hot Mics. And we do Hot Mics over at Howie Mandel's studio. Howie's son, Alex, and his crew help Steve produce it. And we're actually building a new studio over there. We got this front office space that's totally amazing. We're going to divide it with a wall and put a control room in there and a killer studio out front. It is going to be a Hot Mics sexy lounge, and we're going to welcome all kinds of people. We're starting to put a major premium on having people inside, come in. So I'm psyched to have Rach tomorrow. She's Big Rach, we call her. They used to call her Big Rach down in Texas in high school. She was such a good basketball player. And she was feared. And so when Big Rach walked into the gym, people were, oh, no. I hate when I'm late, says Maria. Maria, I don't like it when you set an alarm now, because sometimes we get to really important things. Should we get to a little news today? Should we get to a little what are they talking about? A little water cooler action? How about the Justin Bieber impersonator goes to Vegas, gets into the XS nightclub, goes right up on stage, and, fools and their cameras are filming the Bieber impersonator. So good. Look at him go. Yeah. What up, yo? What up? That's not Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is skinny. Like that guy's in good shape. Bieber's too skinny, but that guy's clearly not his head. Has no moves. But he enjoyed a few cocktails. He played some songs, probably got some phone numbers, and had a good time. Way to go. Another thing people are talking about is Jamie Lee Curtis and her low-cut top on a video for Freakier Friday. The internet is loving Jamie Lee's boobs. Now, I can say this. I saw them in Trading Places. Remember that movie? Eddie Murphy, Trading Places. She was legendary. And I remember as a young man, I was just absolutely taken by the topless Jamie Lee Curtis. That's all I could talk about with my buddies. We were so excited. And here she is back again. I can tell you this. I know Jamie Lee Curtis. She has got a tremendous sense of humor. She's whip smart. She's funny as hell. And she loves the fact that people are talking about her boobs today. Just like Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren she is friskier than the day of Frisky Friday, every Friday for Helen Mirren. And her husband, Taylor Hackford. She is hot at any age. I love it. Kimmy says, got it. Flaunt it. Absolutely. All right. Autumn checking in. Hey, don't hate me for asking, but who's your celebrity doppelganger? Oh, like the celebrity people say you look like. People tell me, I've had a couple of fun occasions where people have given me you remind me of that guy on Extra. What's his name? And I go, Billy Bush. And they go, yeah, I get that all the time. It's the craziest thing. I've had many of those conversations. I enjoy them. I look forward to having more. There will be. But Ryan O'Neal. I get a bunch of Ryan O'Neal, which, married to Farrah Fawcett, father of Tatum O'Neal. Good morning from Montana. Oh, wouldn't you like to be in Montana right now, just sitting by a cabin with a stream and going by in front, maybe a moose on the other side, in case he decides to come over. You have time to get away. Yeah, Joy. I mean, when he was younger, younger Ryan O'Neal. Super nice guy, though. I liked him. All right, another piece of news. People talking about an item that's getting some chit chat. Remember the first time Zelensky visited the White House, and it was in February, and Trump and Vance gave him the Malachi crunch, and they just beat this guy up, and you ungrateful, just totally hung him out to dry. And then there was one sycophantic reporter, this guy Brian Glenn from a network called Real America's Voice, and he is definitely a plant in the White House to just fluff the president. He is a fluffer, and he's in there, and he was the one who was like, if Vance and Trump are beating up on Zelensky, I'm going to get in on it. He goes, how could you not even show up wearing a suit? How disrespectful. So the president, the vice president called the guy ungrateful, and sycophant over here pops in and calls him disrespectful for not wearing a suit. Well, we all noticed that Zelensky did, you had to stare at it because it was all black on black, but he was wearing a tie. I guess a kind of a suit, a Ukrainian suit yesterday, and Brian Glenn decided to follow up. Here we go.
You look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks
Isn't
good
that
on
I
you.
said to the one that attacked you last time. See, now he's in.
I remember that.
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed, you are not.
Maybe yours is much better.
Yes, and I notice you are wearing the same suit, says Zelensky. Oh, a Zelensky zinger. And the crowd goes wild. But did you watch Peter Ducey's face during that? Our friend Peter Ducey, who, by the way, was supposed to join us yesterday on Hot Mics, and he was on call for the 5. He had to be available for the 5, so he was kept texting, I can't, they won't let me go yet. So everything just fell apart yesterday, but it was all right. We'll get him to Ducey asked he dominated the press conference. Peter Ducey asked the first 3-4 questions. It was like he held an interview with both Zelensky and Trump. But that guy, at least it was self-effacing and funny. And I love that Zelensky got the last word on him. What came out of the meeting, who knows? So major backlash. Okay. Shall we, folks, get into the faux controversy of the day? The cancel mob is always sitting down there, laying in the reeds and, waiting for its next opportunity. Billy, Manic Monday on the Hot Mic Show. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Just another Manic Monday. Okay.
Whoa.
I love that song. I got a lot of energy this morning. It might be the coffee, although I'm going with I never do 2. I do the decaf next with the oat milk whipped up. The male cheerleader backlash happening in Minnesota on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, look, I live in Los Angeles, and yeah, this is Blaze Chic right here. Blaze is one of 2 male cheerleaders for the Minnesota Vikings, along with another one, Louis Kahn. So Louis and Blaze are getting heat. Some of the fans, some of the mob are picking on them for being male cheerleaders and what's this? And Blaze goes on Instagram and says, wait, did someone say our name? On Instagram right before the Patriots preseason game. And there's been all kinds of opinions, but here's some defense of Blaze from a very unlikely source, in my opinion. You know Tommy Lauren? She's from Fox News and Fox News, Fox Nation and Fox News Radio, has a very big following, super conservative. She wrote, I'm sorry, but I don't get the outrage over the male cheerleaders. Who cares? At least they're not pretending to be girls. Male cheerleaders are not a new thing. It's not necessary for conservatives to be outraged over absolutely everything. And now we go down for a little history lesson, shall we, Steve? Let Steve lead the way. All right, you put them up one at a time. Past presidents of the United States. There's my cousin right there, a wonderful cheerleader. He's got the bullhorn in hand. He is cheerleading for Phillips Academy, Andover. Hit him with a flounder, hit him with a fish. We're going to beat Exeter. That's our wish. I don't know if that was one of his cheers, but certainly was one of my father's when he watched me play lacrosse. Hit him with a flounder, hit him with a fish. Ronald Reagan, Eureka College, 1932. There he is. Well, we're going to go out there today and we're going to kick the absolute piss out of Occidental. Okay, let's move on. Ike Eisenhower. Can you imagine a manlier man than Ike Eisenhower? 4-star general. Went to West Point. He was a great football player at West Point. He hurt his knee, couldn't play anymore. What did he do? Said, I'm not going to stop cheering on this team. He picked up a bullhorn himself and became a cheerleader to keep going and keep supporting the team. That's a guy of character right there. And he had great legs. Legs any woman would envy, truth be told. And then you had FDR. I mean, FDR was a fantastic cheerleader for none other than Harvard, a Harvard man, cheering on the Crimson. Anyway, so there you go. Oh, let me tell you something. You know what the problem is? It just occurred to me. Put the Vikings cheerleader back up here for a second, Steve. This Blaze here. Yeah. That's a little too close for comfort, isn't it? A little too close to home. Think some of the big football fans in Minnesota and around the world are like, I thought that was a woman. And worse, I leaned over to my buddy and said, check out the hot one on the end. And then you get out the binoculars and you zoom in a little bit and you realize, who, right? Did that hit a little too close to home? Right? Did it make you feel something? And then all of a sudden, you realize what it is you're looking at? You ain't going to see them in Dallas, though. Trying to think of the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. They will be the last to the table with male cheerleaders, is my guess. I'm a New York Giants fan. And let me tell you this. We don't have cheerleaders. And there's a good reason for it. Steve, do you know why the New York Giants don't have cheerleaders?
I don't. And I was trying to think of a good Billy punchline that was coming for this, but I don't know the reason.
Because no one wants to be referred to as a giant cheerleader.
Well done. Well done.
Blaze looks fantastic, says Amy, and he wouldn't be cheering if he didn't do a fantastic job. Well, look, we've had male cheerleaders on the Rams since 2018 here in Los Angeles, and I can tell you nobody goes at it with more fervor and more passion than the dudes on the cheerleading squad. They do. And it's just whoa. Every little stance, every little move, and they throw the little ones who fit the top of the pyramid, they can throw them twice as high, right? Because I hate to say it, in general, men are just stronger. Anyway, put that one to rest. The other thing people are talking about is this musical, Luigi the Musical, that's rocking San Francisco, sellout crowds everywhere. There's obviously some problems with this, but the setting for the musical is the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, and the whole concept came together by the creator when they realized, oh my God, Luigi Mangione is sitting in prison with Sam Bankman-Fried, fraud, and Diddy. So they're cast members, and it's the concept is kind of intriguing, I will say that. The tone, of course, is apologist in nature. It did originate in San Francisco, like how desperation within the U.S. healthcare system can lead to extreme actions, which is not justifying what Luigi Mangione did, but trying to understand it, which is, awful. Frankly, people are writing books about Luigi Mangione. We've got musicals now. They're making documentaries. Women are into them. They love him. He's attractive. They think he's sexy. He's an ironic martyr, of course. And then no one's talking about the man, the CEO, who had a wife and children and was murdered in cold blood in the streets. So it's a problem. I'm not going to go see it. It's something that I, within my rights to boycott. I get it, but I can't partake in the celebration of this guy in any way. Hot Mike's will be all over that trial when it comes. He's the new Karen Reed for me. We're going to be all over the guy. Lori Vallow got a Luigi perp walk yesterday. She loved every second. Very rock star, presidential. The cinematography was fabulous. Sad. Is that the woman who threatened the president? Help me out with that. I think so. I draw the line with pom-poms. Yeah. You draw the line with you mean the cheerleaders, you don't like them holding pom-poms? Well, the guys do hold the pom-poms, but they also not as much as the women, because they're always, holding the ankles and getting them up there. Oh, Lori Vallow, who killed her kids. Oh, God. The worst thing is, like, this isn't new in America. You know what I mean, guys? This is like, it's just our media. It has a way of elevating these things to our eyeballs, and the algorithm pumps it through, so we just see it, and we're constantly hit with this stuff. Here's a point. Lisa is saying our healthcare system is corrupted and it will get worse. Well, it does not warrant murder in any way. I will say this: find yourself a good insurance company like Venbrook Insurance, sponsor here. We stand right by them. The best people. I mean that. Look them up. Yeah. Okay. Steve, it's hot in here. The cancel mob is trying to come.
The sweater came off there. I don't know where we were going when you said Steve and the sweater was coming off.
I wanted you to see it. I wanted you to see the removal. Just see if, like, Steve's, if it did anything for you. Speaking of football, Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, the mob is kind of coming for him for retweeting Charlie Kirk's tweet. Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, super conservative. Charlie Kirk puts out, "It's all about Jesus." Lamar retweets it. People are like, "What? Lamar Jack, why are you following that fascist right wing? If you weren't a football player, he'd be calling for you to be, and I can't even say it, horrible things that people say." And the truth is the algorithm put that in there. I mean, they both spend a lot of time talking about Jesus. Lamar Jackson is always talking about Jesus and God and faith on social media. He prays before the game. He thanks the Lord in the interview after the game. We've always known this about Lamar, that the algorithm connected him. I'm guaranteeing you, he doesn't know who Charlie Kirk is. I think he's like, "Oh, that's cool. Dude's got a blue check mark and he loves Jesus like me." Retweet. So let it go. Denzel Washington is talking about cancel culture today after being told by this interviewer, Jillian Hardiman Webb. He said, he's like, what is cancel culture? And she says, "Well, it means you lose public support." Washington says, "Who cares? What made public support so important to begin with?" Then she said, "Well, followers now are like a new currency." And Denzel says, "I don't care who's following who. I mean, you look, you can't lead and follow at the same time, and you can't follow and lead at the same time. I don't follow anybody. I follow the Heavenly Spirit. I follow God. I don't follow man. I have faith in God. I have hope in man, but faith in God. Look around. It ain't working out so well." Then he said, "You can't be canceled if you haven't signed up. Don't sign up." He said, "I'm not that interested in Oscars. People ask me, where do I keep it? I said, well, next to the other one. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you how I feel about it." Interesting. Good words from Denzel. Yeah, you can't cancel me if I'm not playing that game. I mean, not to take a hard turn, but that's kind of how Trump rolls, right? Like, he's uncancelable because he's like, "No, I'm not here for you to cancel, but the voters will vote. I don't care." But what Denzel said about the Oscars, "I don't care about the Oscars." I found this video, and of course the algorithm hits you with all kinds of things the other day, but it really touched me. Kind of moved me in a big way. This Pastor Rick guy. When I think about this now, look, I'm on the back nine, as they say. Hit it, Steve. Good word.
Stood at the bedside of maybe thousands of people as they took their last breath. What people say in their final moments is pretty important. They don't mess around. When people are dying in their last words, nobody has ever said, "Pastor Rick, bring me my trophies. I want to look at them one more time." Or even, "Bring me my college graduation certificate. I want to look at it one more time." When people are dying and they know their time is short, what they want in the room is not things or trophies or achievement. What they want are the people they love. Eventually, we all figure out that it's all about love. It's all about relationships. I just pray you'll figure it out a whole lot sooner. That it's not about achievement. that it's not about fame, that it's not about fortune, that it's not about all the things that you dream of accomplishing in life. Those are great goals. But Paul says, without love, I am nothing. I am sounding brass and tinkling cymbal. If I have not love, I'm nothing.
Amen. Amen. Those are beyond powerful words. What are you going to think about on my last day? It's like, okay, let's do our work. You know, let's go out there, let's work, let's try to achieve as best we can. Let's do it. Let's kick ass on the field. Amazing. And then, wow, wait a minute. Okay. Jeanette. Rick Warren is amazing. Billy, read The Purpose-Driven Life. Rick wrote that. I confess that when he said Pastor Rick, I didn't go further and realize that that was Rick Warren of Saddleback Church, which is 2 hours south of us. The most powerful thing happened to me. It was I had been fired from the Today Show. It was 2016. I was literally falling apart. I couldn't breathe, and I'd been struggling. Marriage had been struggling anyway, and but we were separated at this time. And I used to have a ski condo house in Park City, Utah, and I went there, and the girls were coming. My daughters were like, we're coming on the 26th. My wife at the time, Sydney, ended up coming with them because after spending 5 days with me, they were going to go with her to, like, I don't know, St. Lucia or something. I don't know, some vacation. Anyway, I spent Christmas Eve by myself, and I had the worst anxiety attack, panic attack ever. I was alone. I was like facing cancellation, my divorce, like my marriage in disarray. Like I just felt awful. And I started having terrible panic attacks and just felt, and I walk around the house and I'm looking to like find something. And in this closet downstairs is a book called The Purpose-Driven Christmas. And I had read Rick Warren years before. My wife and I, when we were young in our marriage and we had a shotgun wedding and the whole thing, we were 25 years old and pregnant and trying to figure it all out. And I found The Purpose-Driven Life and we did it together as a pair. And it was really great to get us on our path. But here I am having this terrible panic attack and I find The Purpose-Driven Christmas. I'm like, oh my God, I'm feeling terrible. And I just sat down and I started reading it. And I am telling you the message that it sent. The message inside the book was we all grapple with everything in our life, where the anxiety comes from, where the pain comes from, where the constant hurt comes from, is us trying to do everything. We're trying to, I'm going to handle this. I'm going to force that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do. And he says, when we try to control everything, we are pushing God away. We are pushing God away and saying, I don't need your help. And then when you realize what you're doing and say, I'm going to stop doing all this work and let you lead me. I'm going to hand you the reins and let it go. What a tremendous relief that is. And I felt this lift right off me, like physiological lift. Began to cry. And I never slept better that night. I thought I was in for an all-night heart attack. And I slept with a glow all around me. And the next day, my girls arrived, and we had a wonderful Christmas, and I had Christmas dinner ready for them, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Rick Warren. So I look in the back of Purpose-Driven Christmas, and I see his email address. And I just email him. I said, Dear Rick, I want you to know what happened to me. I was in this place. I told him my story. He responds with an email. We get on the phone. I get on the phone and Rick Warren spends 20 minutes with me, that man. And I totally forgot about that, but I just connected it all together. What a conversation I had with him. Holy smokes. You know what I love about morning mics? I'm going to say it. Stream of consciousness. Nobody has any idea where it goes. You don't know. Right? Jamie Lee Curtis is sitting there somewhere in the chat going, back to me now. Back to me. Hey, I was having my moment. No. Anyway, just thought when you think about relationships and life and really what's important, we pulled out of Maine really quickly, did a lot of shows. Here's Mildred. Mildred is going to join us with a very beautiful spiritual message here, I'm told. Steve tells me it's very spiritual. Let me see what it says. When I think of Billy, I think of erotic candy. When I think of Steve, I think of Eve. I am Eve ready to eat the forbidden apple. Zaddy Billy brings out the chaos in me. Pastor Rick, Pastor Rick, Pastor Rick, we need you. We're on life support.
Oh, Mildred. Oh, Mildred.
Is that unbelievable? I love morning mics, says Rose. I don't always get to be in the chat, but always watch. Well, Rose, we know you're there, and thank you. And when you do, that's amazing. Billy, I have such a crush. I've been watching you and just figured out how to join the chat. Now to figure out how to put up my picture. You're single now, correct? Well, I'm unmarried, but I'm not single. Allie wakes up. She listens every morning. Don't get me in trouble, Sherry. No, I am not. But for now, you're just S, since we don't have your picture. Anyway, here we go. We appreciate the time you spend with us, Billy. Oh, no. It's me that appreciates it. Believe me. Time's an important commodity and should be spent wisely. I get more out of this than I think there's gems. There's people who, if no one in this chat, none of us are the same in any way, but I see some commonalities and things that you agree, and then things you disagree with. You just like don't overreact. Like just move on, let it go. I mean, if there's a hardcore, if somebody in there that's like, yeah, male cheerleaders, no, in the NFL. I mean, look, that's your opinion. I'm not going to say the worst things about you because that's the way you feel. Billy, you are a wanted man. Well, as long as wanted in the right places is good. Up here, the girls. Look at this. My heart, brokenhearted. Oh, Sherry, watch out for Mildred. That's all I can say. Forget about Allie. Allie's a pussycat. Mildred will take you limb from limb. That's all I'm saying. You don't want that. I think we're all waiting for a Lisa update. Yeah, Carol is absolutely correct. Lisa is on a cruise right now, and you're telling me there's no Wi-Fi, Lisa? Where are you? Come in, Lisa. We need an update, Lisa. Steve, be on the super double lookout for Lisa. Okay? Please invite Cheer Denise. The two of you will be awesome. Both of you are so funny. Who is Cheer Denise? Steve will do some Googling, but we love it when an invite request comes from the chat, right? Jane Lynch came from the chat. I tell myself every morning to let it all go as I sit in traffic. Yeah. Thank God for morning mics. I love it. We take you. You're on the road with us. Appreciate that. Anyway, when it comes to, here we go. Melissa, Billy, so glad to find you here. Always like your perspective. Well, at some point, look, you're not going to agree with everything I say, right? But the thing about this format here is the intimacy of it. And then you really get to know who someone is. You feel like I really know that person. And I can feel it from some of the things I read. And then, over like Mildred, there's no mystery. I know that person. Cheer Denise has a commentary channel, and it's very funny. All right, Steve. I love it when we get a little Easter egg and we get a little pointed in a little direction. Can we look into that? Yeah, let's do that. Morning chat numbers are growing. One morning we went to 1,800. I don't know that's crazy. But we're going to stay after it. I have a vision. I think we're going to be 1 million at some point. It's going to be unbelievable. And then we got to get the super chat going, which means all the originals right here, all the original launching. We got to look into how that happens so we can have the OGs. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's the dream. So finally, I just want to make a turn here to relationships. What Pastor Rick was saying in the end, you're not asking like, hey, how many numbers did I have on that morning mics? I'm going to talk about that in my last breath. No, your last breath, you want your hand being held by your daughters. And I think about when we were in Maine all summer, my dad, he was in such an incredible presence in our lives, man of incredible humor and integrity, and an amazing husband, father, like a perfect guy. It's actually been a little bit, if I'm honest, a little bit of a albatross to carry, because he just, at least my brother's failing too. Well, we're not going to add up to dad and in the way he was. We're just going to honor him and take the best parts with him. But he was unbelievable, so funny, and sweet. You know what he did? This is an old video from about 7 years ago when Dad, he rented out the yoga studio in town, yoga, dance, whatever, in our little island. And he would teach the grandchildren ballroom dancing. He's like, everybody, because my dad was on Broadway. My dad was in Oklahoma. He was a song and dance man. He was a Yale Whiffenpoof, the singing group. While I talk about this, I am well aware that people are going crazy with Mildred on the right. I do see, I can multitask. I see what's happening. Anyway, watch the old man teaching his grandchildren. This is his two of the youngest, little Oscar, who's probably 13 at the time, dancing with his 15-year-old sister while Dad coaches them. It's a beaut. Slow, quick, slow. Look at this. Wouldn't you love it if your father was teaching your children in the summer how to dance? And give her a turn, Oscar. There he goes. Nice pivot backward. Boom, and two. There he goes. He's starting to lead. His sister's much stronger than him and bigger, but she is really driving it. Good, says Dad. Da, 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 da. All right, and then one more vid that you're going to go crazy over, which is kind of a final main moment there, since we pulled out so quickly. Here's Dad. I started something many years ago on this island. It was the Musical Chairs Championships, and we would have everybody over for cocktails, and my dad would pull out the keyboard, the Casio electronic keyboard. He would pull that out, and you could press automatic play. Like, he was never playing it. He just pressed the button and he would do the air piano. Anyway, we did the little kids, then we did the teenagers, then we did the middle-aged people. We had all the divisions, and finally we did the senior citizens. Take a look at Dad rocking the senior citizens musical chairs, the big finale up there. Every summer we did this. Take it away, Pops. Here he goes. Is Dad a little late? These are all the old people. Oh, God.
I hate to say it, my friend. Lady.
Look at him go. He's got the compression socks. Oh, Jennifer Cabot squeezes in before him. A little late.
Lady.
Oh, there's my mom in front in the pink pants. So cute. Oh, she finds it. Oh, wait. Usually a winner. Is that unbelievable?
I hate to say it, my friend.
Yeah, that's great. Oh my God, the winner gets a new hip. Oh my God, Billy, can you tell us the difference between religion and the difference with a relationship with God or a higher power? Someone can benefit from that today. Well, yeah, I mean, you always run into people. Some people think it's the universe, and some people think, well, the universe is God. I'm one of those people. I do believe that there is a spiritual energy in the world, and I believe it comes from God. That's my belief. And what you put out is received and comes back. So I look, it's like a bank, there's deposits and withdrawals. If you're taking too much, it's coming around. You got to give as well. And when that energy that you give people, it entirely informs how they receive you. And that's the whole thing. When you see people give these speeches about manifesting and success and all that, and yeah. I mean, I talked to an old friend yesterday who was trying to launch something new, and he's like, everything's, it just doesn't work. The followers aren't there, that this and that. And I said, Jesus, you're killing me. I said, stop. You're killing me. And you're killing yourself. You're not going to get to where you want to go like that. You have already struck out before you stepped up to the plate. But to me, it all comes from God. I got to say it. My pastor is, talk to him all the time. And by the way, I have lots of questions too. Like Pastor Chad Veach, I call him all the time. I say, Chad, how is it that God is going to allow this to I'm always in debate. Billy Graham was a great family friend. Oh man, he was a man of the Lord. Lady Vespa Martini right there. Billy Graham was a good religious man. My dad's friend thought that I should have been a pastor. One of his best buddies before he died said, you know what? I think you should still go to seminary school. You should be a preacher. I can see in the pulpit. I said, how about guest pastor? It's not the calling. I've just decided to get into Latin mass and join a local church with catechism classes. Super excited. There you go. If you're excited about it, I'm excited about it. Heck, man, that's great. Friends, smash the like button on your way out. Make it a great day. Amy, thank you for that. Still don't know what that does, but it's got to be good. You know what I mean? Isn't that all the world is about likes? That's what they say. Steve, it's 47 minutes in. I am going to try to, I'm going to go to yoga this morning. Hot yoga. And Mildred, I'm going to put on a really tight set of pants. Maybe some boy shorts. Okay. But I'm not that guy that sweats like a pig in a puddle. There's several guys like that in yoga, and I don't like it. And they just drip all over the place, all over their mat. I can't be there. That's why I always like to bury myself in a group of women, because they don't sweat like that. Men in yoga are gross. Now, I'm not a big, heavy sweater. Oh, hot yoga, he said. That's right, Mildred. It's really fun in there. Have you interviewed Shia LaBeouf? Someone just asked me. Have I interviewed Shia? Yeah, way back in the day. I like him. Billy in boy shorts is not a terrible thought. These thighs are very, very powerful. It's not really that great a thought. I'll be back tomorrow with a picture, says Sherry. No disrespect to you or disrespect to your amazing girlfriend, but just in case down the road, wink, wink. Hey, I'm telling you, it's Mildred you need to worry about. Mildred is hilarious. We love Mildred. Mildred is what is she? She is our unapologetic, stone cold hammer of a wild, passionate lover. And I don't know. She's incredible. Mildred, I think we're going to find Mildred. We got to find Mildred a husband. Mildred, do you want to get married or do you just want to party? I can't decide. I don't know. Here's Mildred. She's got one thing on her mind. Sit down, Sherry. Sit down. I'd like you to get an interview with Robert Redford or Jack Nicklaus. I think you mean Nicholson. I have interviewed Nicholson way back in the day. He used to call me the handsome reporter. And when Jack passes away, I'll tell you about the story of me and Jack and 4 other guys on a very small private plane flying to Las Vegas for the Oscar De La Hoya Mayweather fight. What went on that plane, what was discussed. and walking into the MGM boxing arena with Jack Nicholson in his entourage, then flying home with him on another plane. And he started reading scripts and doing things, and who joined us at the dinner table. But I can't do it while he's alive. And that I hope he's alive for many more years, because he's the great Jack Nicholson. But that story's coming. Anyway, Lisa, this is the final message. Lisa, where are you? You're on that cruise ship. And as I can tell right now, you've committed the cardinal sin of having fun with your husband when you should be thinking about us here in this chat, wondering if you have taken our experiment out into the field. So please get to it. And if anyone knows Lisa, send her a text and tell her not to forget the chat. Steve, keep an eye out for her. That's it for us today on Morning Mics. We'll be back tomorrow. A much more limber, flexible Bushy. Bye-bye.
Stood at the bedside of maybe thousands of people as they took their last breath. What people say in their final moments is pretty important. They don't mess around. When people are dying in their last words, nobody has ever said, Pastor Rick, bring me my trophies. I want to look at them one more time.